It's the $1 Million Organizer Show. Tips for professional union organizers. Win more campaigns, balance work and family, and leave the competition in the dust. Now here's your host, Bob Odie.
Hello, organizers and future union organizers. Today I have a topic that just gets under my skin. I wasn't even going to talk about it today, but it's just so important. I can't let it go another day. I've got to get it out there. That's about responding to every accusation, or actually reacting to every accusation. More like it. Just because management is making promises or accusations doesn't mean that you as an organizer need to respond. You don't need to respond to every accusation. Not if you did your homework on the front end. And let's face it, campaigns are won before you file for the election. It's already over. It's done. Anything you do after that is just keeping the momentum going. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there, and I've seen it. Certain unions have a reputation for doing this. But if you got the support on the front end, if you've got enough cards on the front end and you did your work as far as inoculation of the workers, you've told them all what management's going to do. You've already let them know about management tricks, right? If you've done that on the front end, you've got to win. Management is always going to ask for another chance. Come on, give us another chance. We didn't know there were any issues. Oh, the pay? Oh, we can fix the pay. Safety? Oh, gosh. Yeah, we thought we solved that problem years ago. No, management is always going to ask for a second chance. It's just one of the tricks that they do in order to sort of bring in doubt, right? We're like family here. The union is just a bunch of outsiders. You won't be able to talk to your manager anymore, right? I mean, they say that, and you know it's ridiculous. Of course they're going to be able to talk to their manager still. And no, they're not like family. Come on. The workers are just part of the family. Yeah, we're all family here. Yeah, right. Management's always going to inflate what the dues will be. They're always going to scare the workers with some huge number for initiation fees. And a lot of times those initiation fees can be dropped altogether, right? I've seen that happen. Management's always going to talk about union salaries being exorbitant. They're going to talk about fancy union offices and union cars. But let's face it, you're not driving some European sports car, right? I mean, you probably got, a Ford Taurus or something like that. So the workers are going to see through this stuff. If you've done the inoculation on the front, if you let them know, hey, this is what management is going to do. And you've got to repeat it. You can't just say it one time. You can't have one meeting to inoculate the workers and that's it. You've got to have conversations on the front end, some flyers made up. You've got to get that message across so when it does happen, the workers are like, wow, you told me this was going to happen. I didn't believe you. I didn't know they were going to actually have a pizza party. I remember one campaign where we told people, hey, they're going to have a pizza party. They might have, might buy you a steak dinner. They may have a ice cream social. Who knows what they're going to call it? And sure enough, they shut the whole line down and said, hey, management wants to have a meeting, so we're all going to this meeting. You get there and this big thing of ice cream. And of course, we had already told the workers that. And when it happened, they were laughing. They were like, oh my God, it's just like he said it was going to happen. So, but back to not responding to every accusation. Like I said, management's always going to throw accusations at you, okay? They're going to always try to paint the union in a bad light. And what happens in some cases, some campaigns, employer hurls an accusation, and then the union responds. The employer concocts the worst case scenario, and the union responds again. And soon the union's message of respect, fairness, and dignity is just thrown right out the window. And now we're talking about payroll deductions and administrative costs and things like this. Why would you allow management to direct your campaign message? Don't do it. Let them throw all the accusations they want. The more the better if you've done the inoculation on the front and let everybody know. These are the tricks that management's going to try. There's some great materials out there that'll help you. There's all kinds of videos and audios that you can listen to learn about those. You probably know all of them already, but just get it together. Be ready. Get the word out to the workers on the front end. Win the campaign before you file your RC petition. Now, more on avoiding responding to every accusation that management throws at you. There was a campaign that I was brought in on in order to assist, and I'm always happy to do that. I was a little surprised. They were out of state. They needed people. They were in way over their heads. They needed as many organizers as they could get. And I remember going out there thinking, well, I hope this isn't one of those things one of those campaigns where they didn't have enough cards and then they didn't have the support and then they filed and now they're bringing in organizers at the last minute to try to drum up support. That almost never works. That's a failed way of doing things. Terrible strategy. But luckily, when I arrived, I found out, no, that's not the case. They had plenty of cards on the front end. They had the support. But what was going on is the organizers themselves, they were taking things personal. And when management would throw out an accusation, they felt that they had to react. And they were very reactive. They were up at night, putting together 2-page, 3-page responses to a single line of an accusation, which didn't make any sense to me at all. What you want to do is talk about respect in the workplace, right? Having a voice in the workplace. That's more important than going over a nickel and diming, hey, this and that and the other thing. Let's talk about the dues. I mean, come on. Hopefully you've told them what the dues would be on the front, and they already know. You've got that worked out. Hopefully you gave it to them in writing. I like that. When you can give something in writing. Here's what it's going to be if you win if this election goes through, and you're lucky enough to have a union in your workplace. But if you're reacting constantly, oh, management said this, you're going to exhaust yourself. And that's what was happening in this situation. The organizers had been burning the midnight oil with reactions to every accusation. They weren't getting enough sleep. They weren't exercising. They hadn't seen their families in a long time. And it just got to them, and they were exhausted. And we were coming down to the last minute, and they needed some help to get them over the finish line. And we were there to do it. And we were successful. But right off the bat, we realized, what happened? Well, I think you guys are getting a little too upset about this. Back up. And when I first started talking to them, they described it as a war. I was like, wow, man, a war? Come on. This is just a union organizing effort, trying to get some workers some dignity and respect in the workplace, trying to get their fair share of what they deserve as workers. That's all it is. It's not a war. It's an effort. It's a campaign. Sometimes we get a little too caught up as organizers in the work that we do because we're passionate, and that's good. When you're working on a campaign, we need passionate people, but there's a limit, and you got to get your exercise, and you got to eat right. Take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to take care of anybody else? So avoid reacting to every accusation that management makes. That's my tip for you today. Good luck.
Thanks for listening. We hope that you'll subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Give us a 5-star review and let us know what you'd like to hear the $1 Million Organizer talk about. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @Union Organizer. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.